Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mayday Network. This is Mayday Madness. We're going to be talking about the women's March Madness bracket. They just had their selection show. And my husband Joe and I were here at 7 o'clock to go through the men's brackets. And then I had to go and record the Illegals, the Americans rewatch podcast. And now I am back, and I have my husband Joe Urso back with me as well. So let's bring in Joe. Welcome back, Joe. How's it going?
We're so excited to be here.
You know, I hear an echo through down the hallway.
So excited. I actually mean that. I'm really excited to be here, and yeah, love the women's tournament. We also have some alma maters playing.
Yep,
Michelle's got some rooting interest in this one.
sure do.
We've got Michigan and Vanderbilt, both high seeds again. So this is going to be a fun March for this household.
That it is. That it is. So I was, like I was said in the beginning, that I was recording a podcast from 8 o'clock until just now. And I don't know what happened. So you're gonna have to tell me what happened. I have no idea. Joe.
Well, I'm gonna have to tell you what happened with.
Yeah,
with
tell me
bracket.
what happened. Tell me what happened.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I wasn't watching.
Yeah, I think it went mostly according to plan. UConn, of course, is the number one seed.
Always.
You know, they had a dominant run from the 2000s through the 2015 timeframe, and then maybe took a step back while South Carolina stepped forward and some other schools. But now, off of winning the national championship last year, Gino Auriemma and crew are back. Great. Again, this time as the overall number one seed and undefeated, just like old times. So congratulations to UConn and Husky Nation. And but there's a bunch of teams knocking on the door, including a small group of women from Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh.
The Vanderbilt Commodores, who are actually in the same region as UConn as a 2 seed. So
let me ask you about this, because with the men's brackets, right? It's East, West, Midwest, and South. Why do you know why it's regional 1, regional 2? Why don't they do the same sort of setup? Is there any reason?
I few years back, I think to ensure fuller attendance at the regional finals, they put both of them in one area, and it also minimizes how much costs I think that go into it. But there's probably other reasons that I don't know more about.
Okay.
But that might have been some of the reasons.
Well,
maybe I'm just speculating.
perhaps. So we're looking at the chart here with all 4 regions, and the setup for the 64 teams for women's basketball. Let's start with regional 1 in Fort Worth. Let UConn at the top here. Let's start here.
Oh yeah, like I said, UConn. I mean, by far the best team in the nation. As I was watching I was watching the women's broadcast, they put up the stats of what UConn leads the country in, and it was like literally every stat.
Yeah, I mean, like when I think of women's
defense, best offense, best this, it was every stat. Yeah. UConn was number one. So it would probably be a big surprise if UConn didn't at least make the Final Four, and then the other couple of the other number one seeds could give them a run. Vanderbilt is, I would say, the number 2 seed here, and because we have what I think is we have the best player in the country on our squad, Michaela Blakes. She averages like 27 points a game and averaged 30 points a game, I think, in the SEC. An amazing player. Love to watch her play. She drives, uses both hands. She's
Mm,
quick, can shoot the ball. She's top notch. I think last year she might have 50 points in one game.
mm,
She's amazing. Great ambassador for our school, and love Michaela Blakes, and hopefully she can lead us to an upset of UConn.
mm.
I wouldn't put um,
Hey, you never
much
know.
lean on it, but I'll be rooting for us if we get there, and maybe the Syracuse Lady Orange as the ninth seed right there. Maybe they can give UConn a run for their money,
I
but
mean, listen, it's just nice to see us up on the board. It's nice to see anybody from Syracuse up on the board these days. As we talked at our 7 o'clock show, just about how heartbroken I have been for many years that men's basketball is sucking real bad, but the women always come through with a pretty good team. So that is really exciting. So, are you seeing any other?
So let me say on the long shot kind of thing, Bart Torvik. So I mentioned the websites earlier, right? Ken
Mhm.
Palm and Bart Torvik. Ken Palm doesn't have a women's page, but the Bart Torvik does. And
Hmm.
then I went to it, but it wasn't working right now, so it wasn't
Oh,
giving me my
don't
insights
they know? Don't they know?
into the lower seeds. Unfortunately, I don't know, but
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
mean,
Bart at least has one, right? Bart has the women's website, so I'm not going to
yeah.
get too on it. It's
Well,
just
listen,
it's I don't know why it's I'm trying to refresh and maybe something happened, but it's
listen.
so
I
I'm gonna be flying blind on my long
on your
shot picks
predictions.
here, you know.
Well, it's. I guess I would ask Ken Palm, why don't they know what the rest of us know that everyone watches women's sports, and I really do mean that. I know it's a tagline, it's an organization now. It's something that people say, but it's also true. And I've talked to people who work in advertising, who work in marketing, whose companies are investing heavily this year and into the future on WNBA and women's NCAA basketball as well. And this is actually where people's money is going. So Ken Palm wants to get on the freight train here to women's sports. I don't know what they're waiting for. I think that's bullshit.
I don't disagree. So hopefully we can get a Ken Palm for women. I'll note that Fairfield is 28-4. They're number 53 on the net rankings for the NCAA, so that seems
Mhm,
pretty high. And they are an 11 seed, so maybe there's something there.
mhm.
That seems pretty high for an 11. So maybe there's something with Fairfield, which is actually local to us, Michelle. It's
Oh,
a Connecticut school.
yeah, I know Fairfield.
Um,
I know Fairfield.
so maybe there's something there. So I'll give you that. But I also did give you some unis
Mhm,
and
mhm.
mascots from this region.
Okay.
Obviously, you're orange.
I mean, Otto's the
Please
best.
tell us about Otto. Go ahead.
What Otto? What
Fairfield
about?
is in Connecticut. Isn't
Yes.
Otto the orange? Yeah, it's Syracuse. You want to tell us
Yeah.
about your
Well,
mascot?
I didn't grab any Otto photos because I didn't know that I'd be talking about that.
Well,
But
I figured you would want to talk about Otto the orange, but I'll say this while you're while you're pulling up Otto the orange, that my mascot pick for this region was the UTSA, the 16 seed. They
okay,
have Rowdy the Road Runner. That's pretty cool. That
right
was like
here.
almost like a George Bush laugh. um, Rowdy the Road. Look at that. That's a pretty cool mascot. Rowdy the Road Runner. I like that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like that one. Rowdy the Road Runner. And then for best unis, I went with Howard. Howard.
Howard. Do
They
I
got
have
some
Howard loaded in here?
classy ass looking uniforms. Look at those.
Let me see. Howard uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Oh, those
Look
are
at
really
that.
nice.
That's nice, right?
Yeah. Those are
Look
nice.
good, play good. That's I like those unis. Those are some nice unis from Howard there.
Yeah,
So
very classic. Again, like just clean, like not a
mhm.
lot of like weird fonting or anything like that.
Yeah.
Timeless,
It's
could
not
wear it in any
purple.
era. Yeah, exactly. And then of course there is
Oh, there you
my
go.
delight, the Otto Orange. Uh, just the best. I mean, how could you be sad when you see that beautiful little face?
Can you do me
Um,
one favor and pull up Mr. C? The
what's Mr.
Commodores?
C?
Well, since you want we
Oh,
we can talk about the Commodore real fast. But
okay.
you wanna tell us anything about
Yes.
Otto there?
Yes, I can only do so many things at a
I
time.
know,
So
I know.
so
Otto, you know what though? I like Michelle and I talk about this again. We talked about this last time. See, Otto, it's just got the nice smiley orange, like
yeah,
just right. You don't
smiling.
need the mean orange,
No.
just a fun mascot, right?
Mhm,
It
mhm.
doesn't need to be mean and intense. No, that's not what it needs to be. So
Well, in 2023, Otto was inducted into the Mascot Hall of Fame in Indiana. It was becoming one of the only few collegiate mascots to receive this honor. I don't know if you know
wow.
this. And Otto actually replaced, another mascot that Syracuse had. Let's see, it was called Saltine Warrior and Vita the Goat. They were just, like, not good. The colors were different. And in 1990, the mascot was officially named Otto by the cheerleaders at a camp in Tennessee, selecting it over the name Opie, which I think is interesting. But listen, Otto's the cutest. And from what I remember, there's several students that play Otto, but nobody knows who they are. Like, it's top secret. You're not allowed to tell anybody that you do that you're inside the Otto. No one can't tell your friends, can't tell anybody. But the origin story of Otto actually began in the 80s. Um, on the sidelines, and I think became the official mascot in like the mid 90s. So just like, he's had many iterations, different little faces, but all pretty much the same, like those really big cartoony eyes, and just, you know, I'm looking at this thing here. It says, consider Otto celebrity adjacent. Otto has hobnobbed with many famous folks and celebrities, including Orange basketball great Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon's a huge Syracuse fan, Hillary Clinton, and President Joe Biden, who, as we all know, is an alum of Syracuse University also. So, um, so that's that. What else from this region? Anything, Joe? You wanted the Commodore, right?
Yeah, I just want to show Mr. C since we didn't talk about Mr. C in during the men's broadcast, and since we
Mhm,
have Vanderbilt here again, and I just figured
mhm,
we can talk about Mr. C, which is Vanderbilt's mascot, my alma mater,
mhm,
Mr. C, we call him,
mhm.
and it's a Commodore, and the Commodores come from the founder of Vanderbilt University, which was Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt.
Oh, it was a
Uh,
really rich person, right? He was named
uh,
after a really rich person.
Yes, Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, and so that's
Inspiring.
why we're the Commodores.
Yeah, very
There he is,
inspiring.
there's Mr. C. They
Mhm.
made him a little bit more mean, it used to be a little bit more
Yeah,
smiley,
he's
this
got
is,
like
like,
the
a little bit
downturned
mean.
brows.
Yeah, yeah, they made him a little bit more mean, which is unfortunate. I just want, like, old school, just a smiley, Mr. C, but,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not so bad. But, yeah,
yeah.
I will admit Otto the Orange is probably a little cooler.
He's the best. He's the best. And, somebody asked,
That's a
Do
cool
you have a
mascot.
plush version of it, Michelle, of Otto? Joe, if you move behind you on the windowsill, it's sitting right there, a little orange. Yeah, there he is. He's right there. So, you don't have to go get him, but I mean, that is very nice. He's the best. There we go. The cutest. The cutest. There he
There's
is.
Otto the Orange, plush
There he
version.
is. Mhm, mhm. So Joe, let's move on to the next region here. Let's go to region 2, Sacramento. We've got UCLA at the top here as the number
Wow.
1 seed.
UCLA, LSU, Duke, and Minnesota are the top 4 seeds. And we have LSU, who we absolutely detest right now because they have that coach, Kim Mulkey, I think.
Okay.
Annoying. Uh, Kim Mulkey, bravado, a little MAGA.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
That's
it's
surprising in women's basketball, honestly.
yeah, no, Kim Mulkey, yeah, no, it's LSU went on a hiring spree. They hired Brian Kelly. Ugh, terrible. Treats his players like crap, right? Yells at his players on the field, and they fired him recently. But Kim
Mm,
Mulkey, for as you know, as much as I dislike her demeanor on the court, she does win. So
mm,
there is
well,
that. Um, but and UCLA, I think, is what 31-1. So
mm,
I think they are supposed to be the second best team behind UConn. So if if that's the final, they're probably the other favorite to make the final game along with UConn.
mhm.
So uh, we'll see. And I will say that in the women's bracket, there's usually a little bit less upsets than in the men's bracket. It's a little bit more to form.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's
one of
been
my
less I mean, there's been less time for programs to develop,
yeah
like across the board, right? So you're going to have a concentration of some teams and some schools that have a longer history of investment or boosters into their programs, right? So because Title IX, right? Title IX was in the 70s. So, it really has not been that long since women's sports has even been deemed, equal in terms of resources, which, as I think we could argue, still doesn't happen. But I think we'll get there eventually. I think we're seeing that even now in the WNBA, just kind of seeing more and more take off every year, right?
yeah, so the women's game is getting a little bit the depth of it will of course reach the men's level over time because the men had a little bit of a head start.
Right.
um but
Right.
it's good for, as we said on the last broadcast, it's good for my buddy who only picks the higher seeds. He should stick with the women's bracket. It might
Good
be
old Gare. Good
yeah,
old
yeah,
Gare.
yeah, yeah. It might be good for him.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look through the net rankings here to see if I see any of the lower seeds stick out. Nothing really has yet.
Mhm.
What about Villanova there? Where are they? Villanova.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Villanova.
they're on
Okay,
here number
Villanova as a
10.
10 seed is number
Mhm.
35 on the net. So that's pretty, again, a 10 35 should be, if divided by 4, is like roughly like an 8ish seed. So to be a 10 seed, that's a little bit off. So maybe there's something that the folks looking for a long shot could look at. On the and I do want to shout out Duke again. Duke, but Carol Lawson, great coach, great has built a great program there at Duke, and former Tennessee has now moved over to Duke. So,
Yeah.
really like Carol Lawson and what she's done over there.
Mm.
Let's take a look at the mascots and unis here.
Okay.
I chose the Cal Baptist, another 16 seed, the Lancers for the mascot.
The
Look at
Lancers.
that.
You know what? It kind of
The
looks like
Lancers.
it looks like a Power Ranger a little bit. Like
Yeah.
a fluffy, padded Power Ranger. A little
That's
bit.
pretty cool, right? The
Yeah.
Lancers. I mean,
What's
I thought
that?
that was
What does
pretty
this
cool.
mean? Is that what they do there?
It's like a medieval like
Oh,
thing
I don't know.
because Cal Baptist, it's like, a little religious kind of thing, and then they go medieval with their mascot,
Yeah.
which might be a theme. It's a little preview, okay, for what's coming soon again. But I just thought that was again. I like mascots that are a little original, and then I like classy uniforms. So here we're gonna
Mhm.
go with the uniforms from the UCLA Bruins. Can't get much more classier than the
Oh,
UCLA Powder Blues. I
okay.
mean, and the
UCLA. Oh,
the,
there
the
we
powder
go.
blue and gold. I mean, look at this.
Oh, that's nice. I like
It's
that color
classy.
combo.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful, clean uniform.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it-
Basketball, but make it fashion.
right? Look
Yeah.
good, play good. I mean, that's those are great
Look good,
unis.
play
So
well. Yeah.
UCLA always has Really, really classy uniforms. Like them a lot.
All right. So let's see. We made it through this region, regional 2. Let's go
Mhm.
to regional 3, Fort Worth. We've got Texas as the number 1 seed.
Texas, a little school from Ann Arbor, Michigan, as the 2 seed there. The Wolverines. Our 3 seed are the Louisville Cardinal. Louisville, not Louisville, right? Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville. And the 4 seed West Virginia, the Mountaineers. So Texas and Vanderbilt were going back and forth for the last number 1 seed, and then Vanderbilt lost in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament, and Texas won a couple more games. So Texas grabbed that last number 1 seed. Great program down there in Austin, Texas. And then Michigan, 2 seed again, been playing really, really well this year. I think coach in Michigan has now just become the winningest coach in women's basketball at Michigan. So kudos to her and her staff. And then you have some other blue bloods here like Kentucky and Tennessee. Tennessee has fallen from grace over the last
you're the
10,
only
years,
10
but
I see.
and they're a 10 seed. So Tennessee has fallen from grace over the last few years after a great run with the late Pat Summitt, and they've fallen a little bit, and now maybe their comeback is on to becoming nationally relevant again. But a 10 seed is kind of low for a program like Tennessee. So here, if you're looking for someone outside of the 1 seeds to make it, maybe this is the region again, because UCLA and UConn are just so dominant that I wouldn't look to those regions really to find your non-1 seeds. But here is maybe the region to do so. As I take a look, Michigan is ranked 6th in the net, and Louisville is ranked 11th. So, excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me. For anyone who wants to know, I'm allergic to our cats, unfortunately, which is not that great to have cats and be allergic. The 4 seed West Virginia, though, is down at 18 in the net, so that's a little bit off, right? Should be in the top 16. If you're a 4 seed, be at 18 means they're ranked a little bit higher than their net rating. So maybe you'll want to look over there, Miami, Ohio, or Kentucky or James Madison to move on past West Virginia. Is just if you're looking for that. Let's take a look at the unis and mascots here. So who did I say for the mascot as I take a look? I said Holy is this the one with
Holy Cross?
Holy Cross, yes. Holy Cross. Again, this goes into my theme before. Look at this. The Crusaders. I mean, that's like intense. The Crusaders. I mean, how that's legit.
Yes.
And they went medieval with their mascot too. I mean, you can't get much more intense than that. I mean, I'd be scared going into that place to play the Crusaders. They don't take no prisoners. So that I saw that mascot and I was like, that's legit, right?
Yeah.
And that's Bill Simmons' alma mater, by the way.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, Holy Cross, Bill Simmons' alma mater, the Crusaders. So I thought that was an interesting one.
On right now.
Do you like what do you think of that mascot, Michelle?
It's okay.
Not your fave?
I don't dislike it. It's just a night. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear Crusaders and I'm like, that's they're legit.
It's very shiny purple.
Yeah. And then for the uniforms, I think I went with. Let me just take another look here. I went with. Where are we? I went with Oregon. Oregon. I mean,
nice.
Oregon is known for their for their many different uniform combinations, but usually they're so good because it's Nike,
Right.
and it's Nike's backyard, and Phil Knight is one of the big benefactors there, right, at Oregon, and
Hmm.
they're known for Oregon is known for their uniform um, ingenuity. It kind of goes a little bit outside of my right. I want a classic look, but
Hmm.
Oregon has perfected the art to me of modernizing their look, but always looking good still.
Yeah.
And the green is amazing. It's an amazing green.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yes,
It's like a nice saturated sort of emerald green. I always think of Oregon too because they have a really good track team, like the runners, and they have really great uniforms as well with that nice green Oregon. Yeah.
yeah, and the number there. I like the font on the number. I just think it's
Hmm.
a clean look, and I like the yellow too. I think
Yeah,
the
it's cool.
yellow on it is so. Oregon always has great looking uniforms. I like their green uniform that they have, and even sometimes they go with a gray on with the green and the yellow. They're really nice, and they do a lot of times with the football uniforms, they do like a little the duck feathers on the shoulders,
Mm,
and it's
that's
like
cool.
really cool look. So I do love me an Oregon uniform, and we're big. We wear Nike in this house. We don't wear Under Armour. So anytime
MAGA
I can
coded.
plug the Nike products,
Yeah,
yes.
MAGA coded. All right, so let's move into the last region. We're doing region 4, Sacramento, and we have South Carolina as the number 1 seed.
Yeah, Dawn Staley and crew down in South Carolina. She's built the rival program at this point to UConn over the last 10 years. I mean, I think South Carolina has won 2 or 3 national titles. Dawn Staley has been up and named potentially for some men's NBA head coaching jobs. She's would be obviously the first woman to lead an NBA team, and she's done some interviews, and she's really renowned as one of the best coaches, men or women, in the country. So her and Gino Oriema deserve all the kudos for building the 2 best programs in the country. And South Carolina here again, number 1 seed,
Mhm.
blowing everyone out as usual. So kudos to her and her squad down there in Columbia. We have Iowa, fresh off of even after Caitlin Clark has left town, still a 2 seed. So
Mhm.
it wasn't just all about Caitlin Clark over the
Yep.
last few years. They had a great team around her, and look at that, a 2 seed, the 3 seed TCU, the Horned Frogs, and the 4 seed Oklahoma Sooners.
Mm.
So again, we talked about the Horned Frogs in the
We
last
did. We
episode.
did at 7 o'clock. Yeah,
I
we like
did
those horned
change
frogs.
I did change on the best mascot here just to get some love to some other schools around here. But
Right.
I would say South Carolina probably a heavy favorite to come out of this region. Um, but you never know. Iowa or TCU or Oklahoma could give them a run. Just taking a look here, Iowa's down at number 10, so a little bit lower than what their net is. Um, and Oklahoma's 13. So uh, Oklahoma at 13 and is a what seed? Oklahoma is a 4 seed and down at 13. So, you know, that's a look there for maybe giving South Carolina a good run for their money. But again, if I was betting, and I don't like to bet, it would be on South Carolina. But I do like to
Yeah.
fill out a bracket. Do
Yeah,
like to
we
fill
do
me out
fill
a
out the
bracket.
brackets, but you know me, I am very anti sports betting. I am very anti, and every time I see these FanDuel ads, it sends me to the bad place. I don't like them, especially for student athletes. I just think that like I don't know. I like what was it when we were watching the Golden Globes? There was like a poly market. I was just like, are we betting on everything now? Can't we just
Yeah,
enjoy
I'm
things?
not a huge fan of all the
I hate it. I think it's
sports
awful.
casino in our hand.
Right.
Excuse me, hold on.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
My sip of water went down the wrong pipe. I had a little Marco
That'll do
Rubio
it.
moment
That'll
again.
do it. Well, Joe, tell us what uniforms did you pick from this region?
The unis from this region. Oh no, let's start with the mascot. We went
Okay.
with the UCSD Tritons.
Mm,
So I read here that because of San Diego's proximity to the coastline,
okay.
they it's like a manfish.
Yeah, like I think like King Triton from The Little Mermaid.
or a shape of water.
Yeah.
Speaking of Oscar night, but that's their mascot. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the colors though. I like the colors more than anything.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's like what is it like Greek for? Is it like some Greek thing? I'm just trying to look it up
I don't
again.
know. I don't know what the origins are. I just you say Triton and I'm like, oh, Little Mermaid.
Yeah, and
Triton.
mighty sea warrior and demigod.
Mm.
So yeah, Poseidon, representing the mythological son of Poseidon and Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. Yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it comes from Greek lore and mythology. So I thought that was a really cool mascot.
Yeah.
The manfish. Yeah. So I thought that was a great.
Kristen Myers says that mascot
one.
could give kids nightmares. It's like scary Muppet nightmares.
Yeah. So that's a cool. And look at the beard on that one.
I mean, it's very
And the smiley face. I mean, you can't
like a very messy ZZ Top beard. Yeah.
You can't go wrong. That's a great mascot. And then for the uniforms, I went with a classy look from USC.
Oh, these
I
are
mean,
nice.
look at this.
These are nice.
Script. I like the script, Southern Cal on it. The color. I mean, the gold and the red.
I like the waistband. The waistband's really cool.
Yeah, that's a really good look. So I do like the Southern Cal uniforms in football and basketball. So the color scheme is really good, and fight on. I guess you see they got
Makes me think of like a swirly candy or something, like a hard candy. I don't know.
I love a script across the. It just
or one that's legible, because sometimes the script text can get a little like it's hard to read, but this is really easy to read.
Yeah.
Nice.
Classy.
Yeah.
Classy. So that's the last region.
Yep.
If we're looking at the full bracket here, I think you can't go wrong picking UConn to win the whole thing, but you know what? We're going with a big upset in the Elite Eight, okay? We're going with a big upset in the Elite Eight. Okay, Shea Ralph and crew down in Nashville. Michaela Blake's Pissot. Can't go wrong. Gonna nail some threes. It's gonna be a buzzer beater right at the end with Michaela Blake's driving to her left. We're gonna upset UConn and go all the way. The Lady Commodores against the Michigan Wolverines in the finals. It's gonna be a repeat of the men's. I mean, it's gonna be Michigan against Vanderbilt in both the men's and the women's. It's gonna be great. Sorry about UConn and the men's, but here the ladies are, and hopefully they give UConn a good game and give them a nice scare. And same for the Lady Commodores. So I'm looking forward to the women's tournament as well as the men's. It's going to be a great month of March, up till late at night. Starting from noon until midnight, we'll be having the TV on, watching all the games, and I hope you will too, and join us. In this.
Joe and I will come back. We don't know exactly when because we got to figure out work schedules and whatnot, but we'll come back and we'll do some updates in the next several weeks. So again, if you are not already subscribed to the Mayday Network, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you'll get the updates of when that is going to happen. And Joe, I know you mentioned you might take some little time off and watch the day games because at least for the men's teams on Thursday, like that's the big day that everybody starts watching. It's really exciting. Yeah, work from home day, and have all the TVs and the screens going and all the rooms, and it is always like it's always a sign of like spring and better
Mhm.
weather to come. And March Madness is always kind of like that time when, you know, we can kind of look forward to longer days and warmer nights, and it'll be good. So, Joe, thank you so much
I'm
for coming
excited.
on.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
And you know, to all the fans of Mayday out there, hello. I love seeing Michelle thrive and succeed here, and it's really great to see. And I'm happy to join and do a little part of it. So
Yes. And I just want to answer a couple questions here. Shell Anna 21. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Michelle. Is there a dispatch tomorrow? I never know the time. So we don't have a regular time for dispatches. They're usually one of two things. Julie and I will do one that's a rapid response. So responding to a breaking news story, or it might be something that's just more relevant in the news story. We're going to try to do one tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully, if not Julie, then maybe I'll jump on myself. There is some news happening in the Pacific right now that I think that needs to be addressed. So hopefully we can jump on tomorrow and talk about that. Let me see. Yes. Thanks, Joe. Good to get to know you. On we love you. Not my name. She's always here. We love. Michelle, it's really Michelle Anna. Sorry. And also I saw Amy in the chat. Our Amy Joe. Did you see her? Yeah,
hello,
she's
Amy.
hi Amy. All right, everyone. So that's it for this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us live, and hello to everyone who watches this after in syndication. And we'll see you all here very soon on the Mayday Network. And have a great night, everyone.
Go
Bye-bye.
Doors.
Go Doors. Go Orange. Bye.